Hello again, loved ones. This is Matt Stevens, and I hope you're doing very well. I'm doing good, doing fantastic actually. So I was what was I doing? I was outlining a podcast episode, and I kind of isolated a topic and was like, oh, that would be a good one for a little one-off. Although I will say these videos, I've been having a lot of fun with them. Right? I just have. I still love the podcast, yes, but this has been great too. So anyway, there's that. So what what we all kind of have come to understand, I believe, when we have our big spiritual awakening, anyway, we realize that there is obviously more to life than this. We realize, yes, I am physical. I live in this avatar, this body, whatever you want to call it, in this world, in this construct, in this universe, whatever you want to call it. That's not what's important. So we realize all of these things, and then we get a little deeper and we realize I am a divine spark of the Creator having an experience. And then, but it's like, but what's my little wedge? What's my part of all this? What is this particular incarnation's purpose? Because one thing that I've heard, like I think Dolores Cannon has said that, we come here to gain experiences so that we can pretty much level up once we leave this, right? And then and that's cool. And it's like, well, what are we here to learn? Well, I believe we're here to because since we all have begun our spiritual awakenings, we realize that we are creators also, and that we use our imagination and then our focused attention to make things happen, to make things manifested. It's such a buzzword, manifestation. It's such a buzzword these days. But that's, and while, okay, there may be a little bit of a cringe factor, but you got to realize the reason why it is, well, there's a couple reasons, I guess. One reason is just for selfish gain. Okay, a lot of people are trying to manifest for selfish gain. And then there are also those of us who have just come to realize I can do that. I am divine spark of God. I am a divine spark of the Creator. So what can I create? It's like, well, you're in this life. You may as well make it something good, something cool, something you like, right? You're here to gain something. You're here to gain experience. You're here to gain knowledge. You're here to gain. I got a list. You're to. I have a list. You're here to gain knowledge and experience and maturity, and also how to use empathy and intuition. Right? Your intuition is your connection to your higher self. You learn how to use that in your life. Anyway, so through imagination and then through our focused attention, we make things happen. And some people poo-poo it, and then other people, kind of spiritual people, like, oh well, I don't want to manifest. I don't want to focus on creating, things for selfish gain. Okay, fine. Well, first of all, if you're trying to manifest a Ferrari or $1 million, you're probably not going to anyway. Why is that, Matt? Well, because you're not here to for physical stuff. But at the same time, we're not there's nothing wrong with physical stuff. There's nothing wrong with physicality, with the material world. Guess what? We live in a 3D material physical world. And that's why we have to do physical things in addition to vibrating and creating with our imagination. We also have to do physical things so that we can make things happen, right? But there's nothing wrong with wanting $1 million. But the problem with that is your higher self isn't really interested in that. It's whatever. What experience? What can I truly gain from $1 million? Well, it would be the things that you could do with it. It would be the feeling of financial freedom. It would be the feeling of lots of things. It would be the feeling of being able to take my family on a vacation, whatever. But what we're really trying to manifest are feelings. We're really trying to manifest experiences. We're really trying to manifest things that will make us grow and mature and understand our true creative power. And that's all feeling. That's all emotion. That's not physical stuff. Yes, it takes physical stuff because we do live in a physical world, right? So if you feel bad about wanting to manifest physical things, stop. It's okay. There's a reason why. Because we live in a physical world. But just understand, that's not what you're truly manifesting. That's not what you're really going for. What you're truly going for is the feeling, the experience that you will gain from it, and that you can then take with you when you leave here. You see, we're jacked into this physical world temporarily. And then when we leave it, we're not taking these bodies with us. We're not even, not one atom out of this realm is going with us. If this place is even real at all, right? But even that doesn't matter. Because where we're going back to, and then what we do, graduate to, or what we go on to after that, I don't know. Your next incarnation could be just in the black, in the ether, and be like, well, there you go, big fella. Start creating. So you better learn how to do it. Right? But the things that really matter here are, does it take physical stuff? Yeah. But what you're really going for is the feeling. And I think that's where most of us mess up when we're in the process of manifesting. We don't focus on, we focus so much on the what it is, rather than the feeling. Right? So anyway, did I miss anything? I guess not. So, like we call this construct, one of the best things I've heard it described as is God school. Because you come into this as a blank slate, not knowing what your true power is, but then you discover it. Right? It's like, well, what would be the purpose of you coming into this as a blank slate? What would be the purpose of you coming into this with pretty much only the realization that I'm going to die? I mean, the only reason for that would be so that you could discover your true self. So that you could discover your true power. And as your true power as a creator. So, good news is we are very powerful creators, and we have begun our awakening. Look around the world. I mean, it's pretty evident that there's a lot. I mean, if you look around, I mean, yes, there's a lot of very much asleep people, but there's also becoming a very big divide between those of us that are awakening. And I'm not trying to sound judgmental. I'm not trying to sound all high and mighty, because everybody's on the journey that they're on, and they're at the level that they're at for whatever reason. But there's clearly a divide between two different factions, probably more than two, but I'm kind of keeping it to two right at the moment. Anyway, loved ones, I hope you're well. I'm fantastic. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And leave a like, comment. If you've got anything you want to say, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. I've got a few people that have been, and it's cool interacting with people. It really is. Because with the audio podcast, you don't really do that as much. But that's kind of why I'm kind of leaning towards this, because it's a lot more fun. Well, it's a lot more fun being able to interact with people. I still love doing the podcast. It's still a lot of fun, but it's different in a different way. So, but if you do want to listen to the audio podcast, it's anywhere you listen to your podcast. It's iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, you name it. Every podcasting platform. Even YouTube's got a podcasting platform now. So there's that. And also, I do blog here and there on Substack. You can find, the podcast is My Sober Addiction. The Substack is just Matt Stevens. And then you're here on the YouTube already. There's that. So, anyway, loved ones, I love you, and we'll be back directly.